arrive at a time when the international community requires an alternative narrative to the global issues. We, as parliamentarians, have to maintain our role on the path of a more balanced, more representative, and equitable international order. Our journey must continue to be based on friendship, mutual benefit, trust and understanding, inclusivity, and solidarity. Chairperson, at our inaugural meeting, which was held in 2015 in Moscow, we agreed that as the BRICS Parliamentary Forum, we will deepen our strategic partnership, strengthening and promoting all forms of inter-parliamentary cooperation. The intra-BRICS cooperation, we must say, has been gaining momentum over the years in all the areas such as finance, in agriculture, in trade, combating transnational crime, science and technology, health, education, security, and academic dialogue. Today we are meeting under the theme of the role of parliaments in intra-BRICS health cooperation. We know that Article 25 of the Universal Declaration of Rights recognizes that health and well-being is a fundamental human right. We know also that at least half of the world is without access to what the World Health Organization deems as essential, including antenatal health, insecticide-treated bed nets, screening for cervical cancer, and vaccinations against diphtheria, tetanus, and whooping cough. Safe basic surgery is out of reach of 5 billion people across the world. So if we do not move with speed, up to 5 billion people will still lack access to the essential health services by 2030. Public health policies are essential to promote development and equality. The preamble of the Constitution of the World Health Organization states that health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely an absence of disease or infirmity. We want to thank Brazil and China that in 1945, during the conference set up by the United Nations, which was held in San Francisco, their representatives proposed that an international health organization be established and a conference to frame its constitution convened. In 1978, the Declaration of the Alma Ata, it was decided that the first step towards providing accessible and quality medical services for all would be to concentrate resources on basic health services. In 2018, the conference that sat in Astana showed that this focus has not shifted, that basic healthcare is still at the core of our discussion. The healthcare systems should be founded on equality, on quality, and on social responsibility. To improve health conditions, it is crucial that national healthcare services be able to provide free and high-quality medical treatment dispensed by competent staff. At least that is what South Africa is striving for. We face several common health challenges: the burden of communicable and non-communicable diseases, inequitable access to healthcare services, growing healthcare costs, substantial private spending on healthcare, and large healthcare sector which is completely private, which means that the large population is out there without proper healthcare. We also acknowledge that we share the burden of non-communicable diseases with the whole world. Our challenge is that we share 50% of the world's poorest population and health inequality. And therefore we think that if something is not done by parliaments themselves, we will have serious consequences into the future. We must also note that the lack of access to affordable quality health care also puts a brake on all our economic growth. Now, health is a shared risk, both in the national and global sense. This is especially true and evident for communicable diseases. This shared responsibility is also reflected in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. BRICS incorporated public health objectives resulting from the first meeting of our first sitting of the Health Ministers Summit, which was held in 2011. The declaration there affirms the need to address common challenges such as universal access of health services, health technologies and medicine, as well as joint addresses to the increased cost of the sector and the growth of communicable and non-communicable diseases. We've all been speaking about SDGs, and SDG number 3 is focused on ensuring healthy life and promoting well-being for all people at all ages. South Africa is committed to the attainment of the targets set by the SDGs to achieve universal health coverage, including the financial risk protection, access to quality essential healthcare services, and access to free, safe, effective, quality, and affordable essential medicines and vaccines for all. We have set ourselves a goal to provide universal coverage of healthcare by 2025 with our national health insurance system that is going to be rolled out in the next 14 years. The National Health Insurance Bill has been introduced into Parliament. This follows an extensive public education and debates over the last few years by all sections of our communities, and a deliberate consultative process which has been conducted, which has given our people the chance to express their views in a different set of public participation forum. The National Health Insurance will enable South Africans to receive quality healthcare irrespective of their personal circumstances. This will enable us to close the gap between the haves and the have-nots. This will also help us to deal with the inequalities of the past. We believe that the indignity which poverty imposes on the majority of South Africans must not be allowed to be perpetuated, and to perpetuate the previous racial and class discriminations. Our National Health Insurance Fund will be funded from our taxes and through active purchasing. This should ensure that health services of good quality are available to all our citizens. The fund's purchasing will enable the country to draw on all its human resources located in both the public and the private sector. A predominant reliance on public funding is a necessary condition to achieve our universal health coverage. Chairperson, cooperation amongst us as BRICS nations will continue to help solve the joint problems, to share the knowledge and the best practices. We know that Brazil is a pioneer in the field of health technology. As it established its health technology unit in 2003 and adopted numerous new technologies in the public health system over the years. We can also learn a lot from India's public health mission, which is aimed at universal health coverage. In fact, we cooperate a lot with India, especially with access to drugs. China and Russia are now in the process of maintaining the goal of achieving universal coverage health services. We know that over the years, the Russian Federation has opened its doors for us in the field of new health technologies, including medicines, equipment, quality assurance systems, and cell technologies. So inter-BRICS health cooperation is very key to achieving this universal coverage. But internationally, we think that we cannot rely on international agreements alone, that countries do carry the responsibility to ensure that every citizen is covered. So we need to continue to strengthen the networks in our own countries to ensure that we don't leave anyone behind.